The automatic doors of Sakura Clinic slid open for a man on crutches whose knee surgery was the easy part. Each step of his crutches echoed off the sterile walls like a countdown to something he couldn't escape.
Sayaka. That name on the door. Why does it make my chest feel like it's caving in?
The door opened before he could knock. The woman behind the desk lifted her gaze, and the air left the room.
That face. I know it from the worst day of my life. The careless spectator who jumped into my lane.
Her clipboard crashed to the floor, scattering papers like fallen leaves.
It's her. The marathon runner. The leg. My fault. My fault. Wait, you are. This can't be happening.
Sayaka stood, chair scraping the floor, eyes wide with the same horror he remembered from the sidelines.
You are the one who...
Her voice cracked on the last word, as if the memory itself refused to be spoken aloud. 2 years ago, the city marathon blazed under a white sun, the air thick with the roar of spectators. Kazuya, then 28, leaned too far over the barricade, his foot slipping as cobalt hair surged toward him. Sayaka saw him a split second too late. She swerved, her right leg twisting sideways before she could even scream. The bone snapped with a sound like dry wood, and she fell, her world ending in a cloud of dust. Kazuya stood frozen, the phone slipping from his hand, the guilt already carving a permanent place in his chest. Now, in the clinic, she set his file on the table, her fingers lingering on the paper, as if it might burn.
Take a seat. Your first session begins now.
He lowered himself onto the therapy table, the crutches clattering as he tried not to meet her eyes.
I am your therapist. I'll do my job. Don't ask for forgiveness, and don't expect me to forget.
Her words hung like a verdict. No room for appeal. Kazuya swallowed, his throat dry as sand. She lifted his leg with detached efficiency, probing the swollen joint as if it were a specimen under a microscope.
I am sorry for the marathon. I know it's not enough, but I have to say it.
Keep your apologies. They won't heal your knee. Now, concentrate on the leg lift.
His words died in the sterile air, and he understood. She would never let him unload his guilt on her.
You'll start with seated leg lifts. 3 sets of 10. Don't let the brace limit your range. Go.
He raised his leg, the knee screaming, sweat already beading on his forehead by the 5th rep.
This pain is nothing. I deserve 10 times worse for what I did to her.
That's 10. Start the next set. Don't you dare slow down. You haven't earned a rest.
The session ended without a single word beyond instructions, and Kazuya limped out carrying more weight than he'd arrived with. The sessions looped, cold commands, aching knee, the silence heavier than any weight. In the shared gym, he saw a young marathoner bow to her. "You gave me back my dream," the girl said, and Sayaka's smile almost broke him.
Maybe I should switch therapists. You shouldn't have to deal with me every session.
Don't be stupid. I don't get to pick and choose my patients, and I don't need your guilt to make this easier.
She's not letting me go. Is it to punish me, or does she really believe in her duty?
He did his leg presses without a word. She watched without a blink, the beep of the timer marking another minute of shared suffering.
Every session feels like a cage where the lock is made of my own mistakes.
You are holding back. Use your full range. I won't let you fail by half measures.
He pushed harder, pain spiking, but the sharper hurt was knowing she would never forgive, and he would never escape. When the session ended, he gathered his crutches, carrying the same question. What would it take for her to see anything but the man who broke her? The small metal pin on her lanyard caught the light as she reached for his file, and Kazuya's eyes locked onto it.
A racing medal. She still wears it, even after it all ended because of me. Why would she keep that on her chest every day?
That night, in his dim apartment, he hunched over his laptop, searching her name in old marathon articles and race archives. He scrolled through finish line photos, race times, the glowing career she had lost 2 years ago, in a single careless moment.
She wasn't just a runner, she was a star. I didn't just injure a stranger. I erased a future. I read about you. The championships, the records. You were incredible, Sayaka. I had no idea.
You don't get to talk about that. You have no right to dig into what you destroyed. Don't ever mention it again.
I only wanted to understand why she keeps that pin. But maybe some doors are sealed for good.
Focus on your exercise. The past is none of your business. If you are done talking, start lifting.
He finished the session in silence, each rep a weight added to the wall between them. And by the time he reached the door, quitting felt like the only escape. He lay in the dark, the echo of her shouted words still pounding behind his eyes long after midnight.
Sleep won't come. Not when every blink replays the disappointment on her face.
When he stepped into the therapy gym, the equipment gleamed under the same lights, but the air was thicker than he remembered. She stood beside the mat, clipboard in hand, her expression unreadable behind the professionalism she'd perfected.
Leg curls. 3 sets of 15. Keep the pace consistent. Don't let me repeat myself.
He went through the motions mechanically, the movement hollow, as if his body was present, but everything else had checked out. Her fingers adjusted the resistance band without a word, the clinical touch reminding him he wasn't a person here, just a case. At rep 12 of the final set, his quadriceps gave out, and the weight dropped with a clank that echoed in the silent room.
That's below your benchmark. You are regressing. Is there a reason you are not telling me? Speak up.
Every reason is locked inside because you threw away the key. So I'll just keep failing until you let me go.
2 days later, the gym felt like a pressure cooker. She set the leg press machine to a weight he'd never handled, her eyes daring him to refuse.
Your muscle strength hasn't improved in 3 sessions. If you can't push through today, we'll discuss alternative treatment paths.
He pressed, the metal groaning under his effort, every rep a knife twisting in his joint. By the 8th one, a raw noise tore from his throat.
Is this revenge? Are you trying to break me because you can't let go of what I did?
If you think this is personal, you are a worse patient than I thought. Leave if you are too weak to handle my program.
He grabbed his crutches, shoving them under his arms with a fury that rattled the door frame on his way out. In the empty clinic, she stood frozen, the echoes of his accusations still hanging in the air like a verdict she couldn't deny.
She wants me gone. But if I don't go back, that fall will be the only thing defining both of us forever.
The next morning, he stood at the clinic door, no flinch in his grip, and pushed it open before his resolution could fade.
You are back. Don't expect a lighter load. The same program continues in 5 minutes.
The session that followed was quieter than any before. Just the soft hum of equipment and his own breathing. Dark circles bruised the skin under her eyes, and her ponytail seemed to droop under a weight he hadn't noticed before.
You look worn out. Do you ever actually rest, or just keep pushing like you push me?
The workload is heavy, but I chose this life. Helping someone walk again matters more than any finish line.
For a fleeting instant, her expression lost its cold edge, and he glimpsed the person behind the therapist.
Rehabilitation became my purpose. I am more myself here than I ever was on that track.
After the accident, that's when you realized this was what you wanted.
In a way, it freed me from a future I never chose. But I won't discuss it further with you.
She clipped the words and turned back to the resistance bands, the wall back in place.
Freed. That word echoed, cracking the only version of the story I'd allowed myself to believe.
The next session, Kazuya arrived not as a penitent, but as a man who needed to understand what she'd meant.
Yesterday, you said you felt freed. What did you mean? Did you want to quit running?
I said I won't discuss that. Stop digging into a past that has nothing to do with your knee.
She turned sharply, her elbow catching a stack of folders on the filing cabinet, sending papers fanning across the gym floor like accusation. To Coach Yamamoto, I hereby resign from the team. I can no longer run competitively. I am done. Her hand darted out, grabbing the letter before he could blink, and she crushed it against her chest, her eyes wild with something far stronger than anger.
That's private. You had no right to read that. Are you spying on me now?
Her professional mask shattered for the first time, and beneath it lay a woman terrified not of him, but of what she'd written about herself.
Session is over. Leave now. We'll continue next time, but for today, get out.
Dated 2 months before the marathon. She was going to quit. My mistake wasn't the destruction of her dream. It might have been her escape.
A few days later, the therapy gym felt like a room holding its breath. The equipment stood untouched, a silent witness to what was coming.
You were going to quit before that race. The letter proves it. I didn't destroy your dream. You'd already buried it.
You think you know what it was like. Racing was a cage. Every morning I woke up sick to my stomach, trapped in a life I never chose.
Her voice cracked wide open, and the tears that followed were not for the legs she lost, but for the truth she'd buried.
When you stepped onto the track, part of me didn't swerve fast enough. I saw an exit, and I took it. That's what haunts me.
Her fingers clutched the lanyard around her neck, the metal pin now a symbol of a freedom she couldn't celebrate.
You gave me an escape. I was too weak to take myself. So no, you didn't ruin my life. You saved me, and I've hated myself for being grateful every single day.
All this time, I've been drowning in guilt, and she's been drowning in something even heavier. We've been sinking together from opposite ends.
I am the worst person on earth. I let everyone believe I was a victim, but I was just a coward who finally got a way out. Please, just leave. I can't look at you anymore. I'm too ashamed to even stand here. The session is over.
Kazuya left without a word, his crutches tapping a rhythm that matched the hollow ache in his chest. That night, her voice replayed in his mind, and for the first time, the guilt in his chest began to shift into something else. Understanding, the next morning, he pushed the clinic door open without hesitation. The day's first patient, but no longer just a patient.
I came back because I think I finally understand. You are not the only one carrying something you can't let go of. That day at the marathon, I wasn't paying attention because I was on my phone. A second of carelessness, and I've regretted it every moment since.
She didn't stop him this time. A single tear traced her cheek, but her eyes stayed on his, listening.
But I am starting to see. It wasn't just my disaster. It was both of ours. In different ways.
Sayaka wiped the tear with the back of her hand, and for a long moment they just sat in a silence that no longer felt like a wall. When the session began, the exercises were the same, but something in the room had shifted. Two people, no longer enemies, just trying to make sense of a tragedy.
Let's start with the leg lifts. I'll be beside you every rep. Don't hold back this time.
Over the following weeks, the therapy gym became a place of unexpected ease. The silence between them no longer felt like a battleground. During a balance exercise, he wobbled on one leg, arms pinwheeling, and Sayaka's laugh, genuine and bright, broke the sterile air.
You look like a flamingo trying to escape a puddle. Keep your core tight and you'll stay upright. I used to love the wind when I sprinted. Before it all became pressure, there were mornings I felt like I could fly.
I was at that marathon to support a coworker. I never cared about running. I just wanted to cheer him on. That's why I was so careless.
By the session's end, he held a plank for 30 seconds longer than ever. A small breakthrough they shared in a glance.
Your core stability just jumped. At this pace, you might be jogging before the month is out.
Jogging? I haven't dared think that word in 2 years, but maybe now I can.
As he gathered his crutches, both of them wore a smile, real, unguarded, the kind that had never existed between them before.
Do your exercises. I'll see you tomorrow.
The next day, the therapy gym felt different. Their easy smiles now carried a weight, a hum beneath the surface. As she adjusted the resistance band on his ankle, her fingers brushed his calf. Deliberate or accidental, neither could say.
Hold the stretch. Don't move.
That wasn't just a correction. The way she jumped, she felt it too. But what now?
For the rest of the session, she avoided his eyes, her instructions clipped, and her smile nowhere to be found.
I don't just want my knee to heal anymore. I want her. But that's the one thing I can't ask for.
That's enough for today. Do your ice routine at home. I'll schedule your next appointment.
He gathered his crutches, the therapy table suddenly feeling like a line they'd both crossed without permission.
I can't let this ruin my recovery. but pretending it's not there feels like lying with every breath.
Outside, the evening air did nothing to cool the conflict burning in his chest. For the first time, the future scared him more than the past. That night, Kazuya sat on his apartment floor, phone pressed to his ear, the words he'd been swallowing finally breaking free.
I think I am falling for her, not just gratitude. It's who she is. I can't stop thinking about her.
The voice on the other end was cautious but firm. She's your therapist, man. Wait until you are discharged. Don't mess this up.
He's right. If I say anything now, I could lose my best shot at recovery and her trust forever. All right. I'll keep my mouth shut until my knee is cleared. I won't risk crossing that line.
The next session, he walked in with fresh resolve. But the moment he saw her, the conviction wavered. Her ponytail swung with every step, and without meaning to, his eyes followed the motion.
When did I start noticing how her hair catches the light? This is a disaster.
Their eyes met for a heartbeat longer than necessary, and she looked away first.
I promised I'd wait, but every second in this room makes that promise feel like a lie.
The leg press machine sat unmoved, the pin still in the same slot as last week. His progress had flatlined, and they both knew it.
You are holding back again. Your muscles are strong enough. This isn't about your knee anymore.
I am trying. Every rep, I push until I can't see straight. What more do you want from me?
The words hung sharper than intended. For a long moment, the only sound was the hum of the fluorescent lights.
I am scared, okay. Scared that if I fail here, I'll have failed here. I'll have failed you again. Like I already ruined your life once.
You think I am not scared? Every time you struggle, I feel like I am not good enough to fix the damage we both carry. I wake up terrified that my therapy will fail you, that the accident will define both of us forever, because I can't get this right.
Then let's be scared together. I'll give you everything I have if you promise to stop blaming yourself.
For the first time, they weren't patient and therapist. They were two people terrified of the same future, deciding to face it.
Deal. Next session, we push until you can't walk out of here, and then we push some more.
2 weeks later, the therapy gym held a new sound, the rhythmic thud of running shoes on a treadmill, steady and unbroken for 5 full minutes. Kazuya's legs pumped the belt, sweat flying, his braced knee absorbing every impact without faltering. Sayaka stood frozen at the control panel, her fist clenched tight, not from stress, but from a joy too big to contain.
I did it. 5 minutes. I haven't run that long since before the surgery. The charity 5K is in 2 months. It's 2 years to the day since the marathon. I want to run it, but not without you.
Her smile faltered, the weight of the date pressing in, but she didn't look away.
Will you train me? Not as my therapist, as the person who knows what this means. I can't do it alone.
That day you are asking me to run again on that anniversary. Do you understand what you are asking? Okay, but we're not training. We're reclaiming. Every step will be proof that we're more than what happened.
In that moment, the therapy gym stopped being a place of recovery and became the starting line of a journey neither could have imagined. Early morning, the park path stretched beneath cherry blossoms, dew still clinging to the grass, their first outdoor run.
Slow and steady. This isn't a race. Feel the ground under your feet. Breathe with the rhythm, not against it.
Her laugh rang out when he stumbled over a root, and for a moment, the world was just the two of them and the path ahead. A middle-aged woman with a walking dog stopped dead in her tracks, squinting at Sayaka. Aren't you that runner? The one with the terrible fall a couple of years ago. What a shame. The words sliced the morning calm.
She's not that. She's the best physical therapist in the city. And if you think a fall defines her, you are the one who's fallen short.
The woman huffed and tugged her dog away, and the silence that followed was filled only by their breathing.
Thank you. No one's ever defended me like that, not even my old coach.
They stood still for a long moment, the world around them fading, and something unspoken passed between them that felt stronger than any finish line.
Come on, 4 more laps, and I'll even let you beat me to the big tree.
3 days before the race, Kazuya pushed harder than ever. Then, on a sharp turn, his knee buckled, and he dropped to the grass with a stifled cry.
Kazuya, what's wrong? Is it the knee? Don't move. Let me see.
Her fingers flew over the brace, her professional mask back in place, but the tremor in her hands betrayed her calm.
It's a minor strain, but you need to rest it. At least 2 days. The race might be out of reach.
Tears spilled before she could stop them, her voice cracking like old pavement.
I pushed you too hard. I always ruin things. First my own career, now yours. I can't bear to see you hurt again.
He grabbed her trembling hands, pulled them away from the brace, and held them tight against his chest.
You didn't ruin me. You fixed me. You rebuilt me from the ground up, and all—
The words, "I love you," lodged in his throat, too heavy to release. He looked away, jaw tight.
Let's get you home. I'll check on you tomorrow. We'll decide about the race then.
The night before the race, Kazuya lay in the dark, the void of his apartment pressing in. His fingers found his phone and dialed before courage could fail him. The phone rang twice before her voice reached him, soft and frayed at the edges, as if she'd been waiting for the call.
Hello, Kazuya? Is it your knee? Are you okay? You never call this late.
at the park, I almost told you something. Something I've been holding in my chest for weeks, and I can't keep it there anymore.
The silence on the line was a held breath, a fragile thread connecting 2 hearts that had been broken and rebuilt too many times.
I know what you wanted to say. I was too afraid to hear it, because I don't know what it changes.
Kazuya closed his eyes, her voice a raw nerve against his ear, and he knew this couldn't be decided over a phone line.
After the race, at the finish line, we'll talk. No more hiding. We'll both know where we stand then.
Okay. After the race, I'll find you there.
They hung up, the words unspoken still hung heavier than ever. But tomorrow would tip the scales one way or the other. The charity 5K starting line buzzed with color and noise. But when Kazuya saw Sayaka, everything else faded to white. Their hands found each other. Before a word was spoken, the brace on his knee a familiar weight, but no longer a limitation.
We start slow, together. Not racing, just running. You, me, and this road.
They moved through the pack at a gentle pace, his laugh ringing out when she splashed through a puddle, both of them forgetting the crowd.
2 years ago, I jumped a barrier and broke something. Today, I am jumping into something else entirely.
With 10 meters left, he stopped. The finish line now a backdrop to a different kind of finish. He turned, took her hands, and the world held its breath.
From the moment I saw you in that clinic, I knew I had fallen, but this time, it's for you, Sayaka. I love you.
I love you too. Even when I was too scared to admit it, I was already yours.
They crossed the finish line together, arms raised, the metal pin on her lanyard catching the sun like a promise kept. Later, over coffee, the metal pins sat between them, neither a trophy nor a scar, just a reminder of where they'd been and where they were going. The cafe was quiet, a corner booth swallowing the last of the afternoon light.
I am going to open my own practice. A place where athletes rebuild not just their bodies, but everything they lost.
Then I'll be your first patient, for life, if you'll let me.
She unpinned the medal from her lanyard, her fingers brushing his palm as she pressed it into his hand.
Take this. It's not a reminder of the fall anymore. It's proof that we made it through.
I'll wear it every day. A promise.
Outside, the street lamps flickered on, casting long shadows as they walked hand in hand. Halfway down the block, she leaned into his shoulder, and he pulled her closer without a word. The metal pin glinted on his jacket, a small star in the growing dark. And for the first time in 2 years, neither of them looked back. 6 months later, the marathon buzzed again. But this time, Kazuya and Sayaka wore volunteer vests by the first aid tent. A young runner limped toward them, ankle already swelling. Sayaka knelt without hesitation, her touch as skilled as ever.
You'll be fine. Ice tonight. Keep it elevated, and you'll finish the season.
She's the best. I am living proof.
The runner thanked them and limped away. In the quiet that followed, they shared a glance that needed no words. They kissed, soft, unhurried, a seal on the journey that had brought them here. As the sun climbed higher, the metal pin on his vest caught the light, its inscription glinting. 2 years later, those words weren't a scar anymore. They were a new beginning. A new runner approached, and they turned together, ready. No longer patient and therapist, but partners in every sense. And the marathon went on, just another race under the sun, just another start.